Hello, everybody. Hello, Mortimer Duke. You're so insightful. Hello, C-Rex. Hello, Sir Philip. Hello, Spider-Man. Hello, Myco Psycho 1. Hello, Sherry B. I haven't seen you for a minute, honey. Good to have you here. Oh, I think I had a cat fur in my eye. Hello, Rose Batista. Guess what, guys? I saw in the comments today, I saw a comment from Ruth Ward. We haven't heard from her in months. She says she can finally see us again. So I'm so happy. So, hello, Ruth Ward. Hello, Marcotte. And also, hello, Peloton Pro and Freddie T. Cat. Hello, Catherine Gaston. It is so good to have you guys here tonight. It's not going to be a super, super long one. Well, it's about 40 minutes. It's just one guy, but a couple of different judges. And yeah, he likes to make his own rules. And it goes well for him, as well as you would expect, as well as we've seen it go for people who like to make their own rules. Oh. Look at who we have here. Look at who we have here. We have an Ava. There's an Ava, y'all. A sleepy, sweet girl. I saw that. I saw both of them jump up there at the same time. And I was like, oh, please, no, not now, not now, not now. And those two are a couple. Tiny Kitten and Earl. Those are boyfriend, girlfriend, practically. I mean, they sniff each other's butt and all that, so I would certainly hope so. That they were, considered a couple. Hello, Michelle Moreland, sweet love. All right, guys. Let's have some fun. Hey. Hey, you had yours. What? Okay, fine.
Hi there. Can you give us your name, please?
Hugo Ayala.
Hugo.
Alberto Ayala, 25L004038. And is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes.
And your date of birth is December 20th of 1995.
Yes.
And is the address in Lakewood still a good address for you?
What was it? My bad.
In Lakewood.
I guess so, but they're telling me I can't go back there.
All right. So, okay, that leads us to the charges today. So previously that was a good mailing address for you. You might have to have another one. So we'll see where we end up here today. Sir, did you have an opportunity to review with an attorney the constitutional rights that attach at arraignment?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for the court about your constitutional rights?
Honestly, I think I already asked her too, like if I were to put a restraining order.
Okay, Mr. Hugo, if you have questions about that, then we can talk about it in private. I just want to make sure that you're protecting yourself because anything that you say can be used against you, okay?
Okay, then I guess not.
Okay. So, and just to emphasize, she's not trying to stop you from talking to me. She's trying to stop you from saying anything that the city could use against you or may not be relevant at this hearing, okay? So you want to always respect what your attorney's recommending for you because they're trying to forward your best interest. All right, so we're just discussing constitutional rights right now and whether you understand your constitutional rights. And now I'm going to let your attorney go forward with your plea. Go ahead, Ms. Arnold.
Yes, this is Sophia Arnold. We're going to waive a formal reading of the criminal complaint, enter a plea of not guilty, and stipulate to probable cause for today's purposes only. And we're asking for appointment without a promissory note based on unemployment.
Okay, go ahead.
In previous appointment as well.
All right, so I'll enter the stipulation on both charge for purposes of setting conditions. I've waived a formal reading of the charges and I'm entering not guilty pleas on the charges. I'm going to turn to the prosecutor. He's going to recommend conditions of release, and then I will allow your attorney to respond. And I've done a direct appointment to the public defender based on the request and representation. Go ahead, Mr. Vinson.
Your Honor, the city is concerned with release. The defendant had assaulted the same victim back in February of this year, but that case was ultimately dismissed. And this assault fourth degree charge is the only charge on his history. So as far as history is concerned or warrant history is concerned, the defendant does not have any convictions for which the city can point the court to. However, as I indicated, the city is concerned because it's an assault on the same alleged victim. The city would defer to the court, but would have request if he was PR'd that there would be the standard conditions of release for domestic violence related charge. But also because this is the second assault with the same victim, the city is requesting a no contact order be imposed. I don't believe we have been able to get hold of the victim in this matter. We've reached out but haven't heard back. Therefore, out of the abundance of caution, we are requesting the no contact order.
All right. Thank you. I'll hear from defense.
Yes, Your Honor, defense is going to request PR release as well, based on his limited criminal history and the fact that he's still entitled to the presumption of innocence, even on the other charge. There was no guilty verdict there, or guilty plea there. Additionally, we have no problem with the no contact order. The two do live together, so we would be requesting a civil standby, but he does have an alternative place to stay.
Okay, thank you. All right, well, I've reviewed your history, the comments of the parties, and pursuant to the rules in regards to bail, I do believe there are bases for some bail to be imposed regarding victim safety and community safety. And so I will impose on each charge $2,500 cash or bail bond for a total of $5,000 cash or bail bond based on the seriousness of the charges and the repetition of the charges. with the same victim. So I will also order that, and I will set your court date to a week from today to May 30th at 11 a.m. I will order that you are to appear at all court dates, have no criminal law violations, update your address if it changes, use your true and legal name and date of birth, and you are not to have any contact with the victim. I will go over that order separately. And so give me just a moment. You also will no longer possess a right to possess firearm during the pendency of this action. And so I don't know if you and your attorney discussed what that means, but I'm going to go through the no contact order and then I'll return to that issue as far as any weapons to submit and setting up the dates for that. You're to have no contact whatsoever with Jada Hewer or Howard, date of birth March 11th of 2002. You're not to knowingly enter, remain, or come within 1,000 feet of her residence, her school if she attends school, work if she has a job or vehicle, and you're to immediately vacate the residence shared with her. You are not to own, possess, or control a firearm, have access or in your custody, purchase, receive, or attempt to purchase or receive a firearm or other dangerous weapon or concealed pistol license. Please understand that this order permits you to be arrested even if the person protected by the order allows you or invites you to violate this order. So understand, sir, that you need to protect yourself by understanding that this order doesn't go away until you've come to court and it's been resolved in court. So no matter what anyone tells you, or if they say they don't care about the order, you still can be arrested on it. And rest assured, it happens to people all the time. Been doing this a long time. You have to protect yourself, listen to your attorney, and be wary of violating that order no matter what anyone tells you, okay? Not only could you be subject to revocation on your release if you are released on this, you could have new charges. So that's the seriousness of the no contact order. Any assault, drive-by shooting, reckless endangerment, of course, is a felony. So let's see. You did ask for a civil standby, so I will grant a civil standby. Understand, sir, the best thing you can do is contact your attorney and make sure you follow the rules of a civil standby because you have to have law enforcement as part of that civil standby. It's also a very brief collecting of personal belongings and what's called tools of the trade. So this would be things that you would need for work or to live your life. This isn't kind of a moving day situation, right? And so, and it's all contingent on law enforcement availability, which can be very frustrating. So keep good contact with your expert, which is your attorney, right? That's your expert that's going to help you through this process. Okay, so I've granted that. I'm acknowledging you're going to be given a copy of this no contact order, and otherwise it will be submitted to South Sound 911 and the police department. And any questions about the no contact order?
I was gonna say, after the court date, does it go away or is it still stay?
So it's possible that that could be resolved with either a negotiated plea or a trial. And oftentimes there can be agreements to recall the no contact order, but that'll be something that you discuss with your attorney. So your attorney's like your coach, right? And I'm the referee. So I can't give recommendations on what you should do, what you will do, what will happen, right? I just make sure everyone plays fairly, okay? So that's, you consult your attorney for all the recommendations of how to go forward, okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Does that make sense? Okay, go ahead, Ms. Arnold.
Can I have just a quick second to ask him a question and a break?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
You're gonna join a breakout room, sir, so you can talk to your attorney. All right, we're coming back on the record for Mr. Ayala. Is that the proper pronunciation of your last name?
Yes.
Okay. And anything else to address in regards to firearms? I'm just gonna ask your attorney first.
Yes, Your Honor. So he does not have any firearms to surrender. And let me pull this up. We will do the non-surrender.
Okay. All right, so we'll acknowledge that. We'll give you copies. And sir, you'll be given copies of your pretrial release, the no contact order, have your next court date, your attorney's name, conditions, and all that information. Okay?
And Your Honor, actually, I apologize. Is there any way that we could set him for Wednesday instead of
Oh.
Friday?
Sure.
I was,
Any objection from the city?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll set you to Wednesday instead.
Your Honor, can I say something?
He's trying so hard to say something, Your Honor.
It depends on what you're.
It's not crazy. I just want to make my appeal right here because honestly,
Mr. Ayala, please do not state anything on the record.
I'm done making decisions for today. I'll reconsider information at the next hearing, but I understand that you feel very strongly to make your appeal. But this isn't really, it doesn't go like a negotiation. I've kind of like the referee, I've already made my call, and so I'm not going to reconsider anything at this time, okay? And I'll set you for out of custody on June 24th at 1 p.m.
June 24th.
That'll
If
be your, if you post bail.
If you post bail, then that's the next court date. If you do not, then it is on Wednesday on the 30th.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. Good morning. Give us your name, please.
Hugo Ayala.
Hugo Alberto Ayala,
Yeah.
25L004038. And this is on for pre-trial. Good morning, sir. I'm going to turn it over to your counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe parties have reached a resolution in this matter by way of a change of plea.
All right. And any record you want to make in regards to the plea?
I believe Attorney Arnold reviewed the paperwork with Mr. Ayala. And I know she reviews these documents pretty thoroughly. She does read line by line every word of this document to her client. So I'm assuming that is what she has done. But I have not personally reviewed this document with Mr. Ayala.
Okay. I'll go through it with him. Mr. Vincent, any record for the city?
Your Honor, pursuant to the court's acceptance of this guilty plea for assault in the 4th degree, the city would be making a motion to dismiss the exposing minor children to DV. This is an agreed upon recommendation with the standard conditions for domestic violence. The city is also making a request for a post-conviction no contact order, which has been uploaded. There was a pre-trial no contact order, so this is just continuing that request.
All right, thank you. This is 25L004038. Hugo Alberto Ayala. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're 29 years old and you completed the 12th grade. Is that all correct?
Yeah.
And it is your request today to enter a guilty plea on 1 count of assault in the 4th degree domestic violence. Is that your request of the court today?
Yeah, I'm honestly just trying to be released is why.
All right, well, part of pleading guilty is taking responsibility and admitting the charges. And so if the only reason you're pleading guilty is to be released, I'm going to need to put you in a breakout room with counsel, because that really isn't a reason to plead guilty, or that can't be the main reason. I understand that's a benefit of pleading guilty is you're released, but do you need a moment to speak with your attorney about pleading guilty, sir?
I intend to go through and follow through with your guys' program thoroughly and, complete it.
All right. And it looks like if you're pleading guilty to 1 count of assault in 4th degree, is it your understanding that 1 count of exposing minor children to domestic violence would be dismissed? Is that your understanding?
Yes.
And is it also your understanding that you're facing a maximum penalty of 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine?
Yes.
And you understand that there's a plea agreement, but I'm not bound to that. What that means is I don't have to follow it. I can impose anything up to the maximum if I decide that's appropriate in your case. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You understand that there were significant constitutional rights that attached when you were arraigned on these charges. And by pleading guilty today, you give up all those rights except for your right to an attorney by pleading guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. And did your attorney review with you possible collateral or immigration consequences that could result from pleading guilty?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for the court about those?
No.
Okay, I'm going to read a statement. You tell me if this is your statement. Under paragraph 11, it says, on May 23rd of 2025 in Lakewood, Washington, I did make harmful or offensive contact with Jada Heuer or Hauer, Heuer, an intimate partner. Is that your statement?
Yes.
How do you plead to one count of assault in the 4th degree? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Anyone threaten you, pressure you, coerce you in any way into pleading guilty today?
No.
Are you doing so of your own free will?
Yes.
I'll accept the plea as knowingly, voluntarily, intelligently entered. I'll find there's an adequate factual basis to support the plea, and I'll find you've been advised of the nature of the charges and the consequence of the plea. I do find you guilty. Sir, you have a right to make a statement prior to your sentencing. You don't have to make a statement, but you have a right to do so. I'm going to hear from the attorneys, and then I'll ask you if you have anything you want the court to consider, okay?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, I'll start with the city.
This is a great recommendation. Ask the court to follow.
Thank you. And I'll hear from defense.
Yes, Your Honor, it is an agreed recommendation, and we would ask the court to follow it. Mr. Ayala is quickly choosing to take responsibility and resolve this case and move forward. Thank you.
All right, and sir, anything you would like the court to know or consider in regards to your sentence?
Yeah, I don't know if it has anything to do, but as you guys can see, my first thing was dropped because of I don't have a record. I don't do this at all. It's really just this girl right here who gets aggressive with me. And I don't intend to try to take the blame off of me, but I just know that if I'm given a chance, it won't happen again.
I don't intend to take the blame off me, but I'm trying to take the blame off of me and put it on the victim. Cool strategy, bro.
And it won't ever happen again. I really just, that's it. It won't happen again.
All right, thank you. Give me just a moment to review. All right, sir, I've had an opportunity to review your record and hear your comments and the comments of the attorneys. And I do see, as you articulated, you do not have a long history. And so I hope it is just as you say that, some situations just are not suited, at least for the time being, until maybe people have different skills and tools acquired to manage themselves. So it sounds like you've been self-reflective on your part in the situation and also what you need to have success, which is to not have contact with this person, at least for the near future. And I will order the no contact order for this near future. And sometimes in life, we just don't have contact, even outside the criminal justice system. We don't have contact with certain people because they just do not bring healthy things into our lives. So this is a rough way to learn that lesson. I can appreciate that. But just yet another life lesson, and life lessons are hard. All right, but otherwise I'm going to follow the recommendations, sir. I'll give you credit for the 5 days imposed 364, 359 suspended. Give you credit for the 5 days served, so you shouldn't have any other time to serve there. And counsel, was there any record for purposes of indigency or setting fines or costs that you wanted to make?
Yes, Your Honor. Being that we do represent him, I do ask the court to consider his indigent status when imposing any of the discretionary costs and fines. Thank you.
All right. So I will suspend the entire 5,000. The only assessment I'll make is the domestic violence assessment. That's $100. And I'll give you several months to pay that, sir, to give you plenty of time for that, because I understand that perhaps the finances aren't growing on trees for anybody right now. And so I will allow you plenty of time to do that. If you can make any payment every month, even a very small payment, usually the court will work with you. It's just if you cease all payments, that's when it runs into trouble, okay? I'll take 12 months jurisdiction, made the finding of intimate partner, but improved. I'm going to combine your two obligations to the same date. So hopefully this will make it very simple, okay? June 10th will be your intake for the DVMRT and also your biological sample. So I'm gonna create that date for both those that you report to probation. That way you get everything done that you need to get done, at least the first steps. And that way you don't have more to do or different dates for those things. And so that will be on your court order. And let's see, did we have a deadline? Did the parties anticipate a deadline for the DVMRT? I know sometimes there's a wait list and it takes some time. Were we thinking 90 days or 6 months, or did the parties discuss it at all?
I'm not sure what Ms. Arnold discussed with the city, Your Honor. I would ask for perhaps, I know jurisdiction is a year, and so I would ask the court to maybe set a review in 3 months just to check.
All right, that'll be past the June 10th date, so hopefully you'll have success there. It's quite possible, sir, if you take your first steps, that you won't have to have any other court dates as long as you follow through. So I will set a court date 90 days out for you to enroll in the DVMRT, get the biological sample done. I'll set that 90 days. Give me just a second here. Okay, that'll be August 28th at 10 o'clock a.m. All right, that'll be on your court order. I'm going to attach your attorney's contact information on your court order, as well as all the conditions. I've also dismissed the exposing minor children to domestic violence with prejudice, so that charge no longer exists. And let's see, the conditions are to appear at all court hearings, have no criminal law violations, and to abide by the no contact order. All right, and I'll sign that order, ask the parties to review any additions, deletions, or amendments. I'm going to go over the no contact order with you now, just to make sure you understand. Well, I'll start with the firearm order. I'm just going to let you know, sir, that since you were convicted, you are no longer eligible to possess a firearm, and you must immediately surrender any firearms or concealed pistol licenses, and you may not possess, own, or have under your control a firearm. And under federal law, any firearm or ammunition or concealed pistol license until your right has been restored. Violation of these laws is a felony under RCW 941040. Any questions about that, sir? I'm just supposed to read that to you. That's why I'm doing so, okay? Next, I'm going to go to the no contact order. Give me just a moment. And I'm ordering a post-conviction no contact order. This should have virtually in effect the same exact conditions as the pretrial no contact order, so there shouldn't be anything different with Jada Nicole Hewer or Hauer, date of birth March 11th, 2022. And you're not to have any contact with her, knowingly enter, remain, or come within 1,000 feet of her or her school if she goes to school, residence, workplace if she has a job, or her vehicle. Okay, we've gone over your firearms prohibition. You understand this order will be in place for 5 years unless this court has recalled it. Okay, and if you've come to court and asked for a recall and it's been recalled, then you'll get notice of that. Nothing will happen without you knowing it unless it's been 5 years. Okay, any questions about the no contact order, sir?
How will I get my stuff from my house?
It says no civil standby needed, but if you do need a civil standby, we can arrange for that. What's the address of the home?
I mean, I could get it myself. That's what I was just wondering, like.
Right. Well, the problem is you have a no contact order, so you can't go there. So a civil standby allows law enforcement to come so that you can obtain any personal property or tools of the trade. That's not usually a huge move out situation. It's more of a gathering of limited stuff.
I believe there was a civil standby for the original order.
Oh, there was, yeah.
Okay, but he hasn't been released. So I don't
Was
think
he still been in? Oh, I apologize.
So that's
That
okay.
makes a
That's
big
okay.
difference.
That
I
is very,
apologize, sir.
that's very accurate. Okay, so you need a chance to gather your stuff. So, is that address
Yes.
all right. I will add that. Understand that you have to coordinate with law enforcement before you go there, because otherwise you can be held in violation of the order. So you understand the importance of making sure that contact law enforcement. They'll say, I'll meet you there. That's how that goes, okay?
Sounds good.
And it's on their schedule, so you have to also understand what that means is it may not be the moment you want to do it. Yes, sir?
And she's logged into my Instagram and I'm logged, well, I can log
I
out.
can't, that's something, if you want to talk to your attorney about that, I can't get that deep into it. I can only grant the civil standby. I can't do the apps and all that stuff. I can appreciate, I'm not diminishing it. I can appreciate that's very frustrating. I can't walk you through all, I would have no idea. It just ask my kids. I don't even hardly know how to log into my own apps, let alone tell somebody else how to do it. So to get somebody out of there, my kids are in my stuff all the time. So that's something you can contact your attorney or someone else on that. Can't help you with that, but I have granted your request for a civil standby. I've signed the no contact order as is. You will be given a copy of that. If you have any questions, rather than doing any self-help, you contact your attorney, okay? They're an expert in the field, and that's your best resource, is to reach out to them to ask them a question before you do anything to help yourself.
Now you've all heard that. He has been told no contact. He has been told that only the court can reinstate the ability for him to have contact. And the civil standby, he has been told, requires an officer. All right. We all heard it.
Any questions about what happened here today on your sentencing, sir?
No.
Next court date, just as a reminder, is August 28th, 2025 at 10 a.m. That will be at the Lakewood Municipal Court. And I will sign that order. You're going to get a lot of paperwork, which should indicate all that you're required to do. Most importantly, you should have your attorney's contact information on there so that you know how to reach out to them, okay?
Okay.
If you're having any trouble, you lost all your paperwork because you left it in your buddy's car or they didn't give it to you or whatever happened, you go to the Lakewood Municipal Court during office hours, right? And you ask them, you pull up your case number, they can tell you your attorney's contact, all the information, okay?
Good.
All right, take those first steps, showing up for that first date, and then you start to build trust with the court system, okay, sir?
Good.
All right, anything further from either of the parties?
No,
Your
Your
Honor.
All right, I believe I've signed everything, and I wish you good luck, sir. We'll see you in August. But don't forget the June date too, June 10th at Lakewood Court.
You'll be already down, right?
Okay, it's
Okay.
on your paperwork. Okay, take care, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Literally the next day.
Oh man, it's another one thing too.
And who is the in custody on matter? It looks like there's an attorney present for.
Yes, it's Mr. Hugo Ayala. And that is case number 25L4068.
Thank you. And then we have a tracking review 25L4038. Sir, so this is Hugo Ayala.
Yes.
Sorry, you were muted at the beginning of your record. Can you just say your name, please?
Yes, my name is Sophia Arnold.
Good morning, Miss Arnold.
Good morning.
One moment. Okay, Miss Arnold, if you'd like to make your record about going over his rights.
Yes, Your Honor. I've gone over all of his rights at arraignment. Defense would like to waive a formal reading of the criminal complaint, enter a plea of not guilty, and stipulate to probable cause for today's purposes only.
Thank you. Sir, is your true and correct name Hugo Ayala?
Yes, ma'am.
True and correct date of birth, December 20th, 1995.
Yes.
Okay. You being charged by the city of Lakewood with one count of a protection order violation. To that, the court will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf and accept the stipulation of probable cause. Ms. Arnold, are you a private attorney?
No, I'm not. I'm one of the public
Oh.
defenders.
Okay. Are you asking the court to appoint public defense?
Yes, I am. We were previously appointed on his other case, and his financial situation has not changed.
Okay. Thank you. And what is the city's position on release?
Your Honor, the city is concerned regarding the safety of the victim based on the fact that Mr. Ayala has just been convicted of assault in the 4th degree that gave rise to this order. And less than 5 days later, this allegation took place. Therefore, the city is requesting that the defendant remain in custody with and be required to post bail in the amount of $5,000 before he may be released.
Can you share with me what the allegations are, since there's a stipulation? I didn't read the police report.
One moment, Your Honor. Let me pull up the case file.
I'm sorry. Your Honor, is there any way?
Mr.
Hold on. Not gonna have you talk, okay? I just want to protect all your rights.
Yeah, I know. I'm just so sorry. I just
All
got.
right.
Mr. Ayala, please do not make any statements on the record because they can be used against you, okay?
I can't do this, man.
So everything we're doing here today is recorded. That's why your attorney's asking you not to talk.
I know. I just want to give one.
Mr. Ayala.
I just need one chance. Is all.
Mr. Ayala, please.
I'm sorry about that. I'm just sorry.
One moment, Your Honor. I'm having a bit of difficulty pulling that up.
And is Jada Hewer here at all? No, no response.
All right, I have it now. Apologies, Your Honor.
Okay.
What was it that Your Honor was seeking?
That's what the allegations are.
Protection order violation, reporting party, Miss Hewer informed on the call that her child's father, Mr. Ayala, was at her front door with 2 unidentified females telling her to open the door so that he could get some clothes.
Thank you. Ms. Arnold, what's the defense's position on release?
Yes, Your Honor. Defense is going to request that nominal bail be imposed in the amount of $2,500. Given the nature of the allegation and it potentially being a civil standby gone wrong, I have gone over the importance of strictly abiding by this no contact order with Mr. Ayala, and I believe that he knows how it works moving forward, and the same thing will not occur again.
He just didn't understand what the civil standby order meant.
Please, it won't.
The same allegation will not occur again.
It will not happen again. I promise you.
Mr. Ayala, thank you.
So in a review of Mr. Ayala's record, I do see that he was arraigned on May 23rd, 2025. Bail was imposed at that time. And then I see that yesterday he pled guilty in front of Judge Pro Tem Berry. Judge Pro Tem Berry is extremely thorough, and I have no doubt in my mind she explained to you exactly what a civil standby looks like and that you needed to contact law enforcement. And the reason why you go to law enforcement is for the protection of you and the protection of the alleged victim. The court's concerned that not only did you immediately go to her home, allegedly, but you brought other individuals with you, which could be very concerning and intimidating for a victim of a crime. So at this time, the court is going to set bail. What was the city's request?
Your Honor, the city was requesting $5,000.
I think that's appropriate here, given the court does have significant community safety concerns or your ability to follow court orders. There's also a civil protection order with Ms. Hewer at this point. It looks like she sought that out yesterday. So there's now 2 orders protecting her. So although you have a civil standby, sir, granted through Pro Tem Barry yesterday, if the civil protection order gets served on you and it does not have the same provision, you're going to find yourself right back in the same position. So speak with Ms. Arnold about the fact that there's now 2 orders against you. They could have same or similar provisions, but you have to abide by the most restrictive, meaning if one says no contact at all, that's the one you have to follow. If one says you can contact her, you cannot follow that one. You have to follow the most restrictive, but talk to your attorney about that. We will get you a court date. Ms. Arnold, do you have a request for a date?
Yes, Your Honor, could we do Monday? The Monday's in custody calendar.
Yeah, I've been told that we do Wednesdays or Fridays for pretrial, so we could do June 4th or 6th.
Okay, then I guess the 4th, please.
At 11 a.m.? Yeah. So it'll be June 4th at 11 a.m. The court will appoint Horwath Law. Sir, you are to appear timely at all scheduled court dates, have no criminal law violations, update your address immediately with the court or the Department of Licensing, only use your true and correct legal name. Excuse me, I'm not going to issue another no contact order out of this case because you just had one imposed on you yesterday, but you are to abide by that no contact order.
I'm sorry, so am I gonna still stay here? I don't understand.
Yes, bail was imposed. Your next court date will be next Wednesday.
I am not going to impose bail on the review matter 25L4038. So it'll just be 5,000 total. And that is ready for signatures.
Oh, I just got logged out. 1 second.
And sir, if you are able to post that bail, then your out of custody date will be June 26, 2025 at 1 p.m.
Your Honor, it does still say that you're editing it, so I'm not. Oh, there we
Sorry,
go.
I was typing.
All good. Thank you.
All right, are we done?
Yes, we're done.
Great. Good luck to you, Mr. Ayala.
I don't think we're done. I'm pretty sure we're going to hear from him again very soon. Yeah, no kidding. Not only did he... Oh, hold on, guys. Sorry, the train's coming through. Not only did he violate the no contact order, pretending that he didn't understand the civil standby rule, but he took 2 other women to her house to what? Intimidate her? Threaten her? What were they going to do? Me too. I've always lived by them. Yeah. Oh, I know you were, sweetie. I know you were being sarcastic. And I know you would never defend someone like that. Yeah. I just thought that one was wild. Having all 3 cases, or all 3 hearings, I mean, I thought it would make I know the first 2 weren't super exciting, but you needed all that context to understand the 3rd one. Oh no. We can't ruin it for you. You have to go back and watch it. You have to watch it. I'm sorry. I don't know at what point you lost connection, but you gotta watch it. Or just wait till the replay crew mini comes tomorrow and watch it tomorrow. Very. Yes. All right, guys. I know that's not as long as most nights are, but I had a busy day, a very, very busy day. I bought a lawnmower. Yep. It's a personal pace Toro. So my neighbor had been letting me borrow his self-propelled lawnmower, which was great. But I ran into issues with it because it was constantly propelling. So if I had to back up, I was almost fighting against it a little bit. And that really wasn't pleasant. But this personal pace one has a bar on it. As you're walking, it detects the amount of pressure that you're putting on the bar, and the more pressure you put on it, the faster it goes. So it literally adjusts its self-propelling ability to my pace. So they're a really good brand. I worked at Flambeau when I was 18, and we made Toro gas tanks as one of the parts that we made. We made a lot of Toro parts at Flambeau. So yeah, I'm a bit wrecked because I had to mow my yard. It's not a big yard, but it's not a small one. And it takes me forever to do anything, which is another reason I just have the one case. But at least I had all 3 hearings. I love you, you goofy woman. I love you so much. Thank you. And thank you. So grateful to have all of you guys as friends. I feel like the most blessed person in the whole world. I really do. You guys take time out of your day to spend it with me. That's amazing. And I couldn't be more grateful. So thank you all again for coming out and hanging out with me. It's been a pleasure. Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.